And we are live.
Are we live? Can you see me?
Can
you hear me, everybody? I know you can, Rob. You're a star. You can see me even when I'm pretty sure you've hacked my cameras by now.
Damn, you know about that?
Yeah. What's up? What's up, chat? Everybody in here. I see some familiar names. I see Toki in the chat. I see Greg Dollar in the chat.
What's up?
I see Loopmaster Jack in the chat. He's a star as well. Loopcloud team representing. Andre on the Loopcloud official chat. Everybody's here, Rob. Everybody's here to support. Everybody's here to get going. Everybody's here to see who won that massive prize package and to hear about this next remix contest. This is going to be insanely huge. $6,000 worth of prizes in this next one. So nice. Before we jump in, just in the chat, if you guys can start to hear wind, it's because I have my fan on because it is extremely hot where I am and I have to close the door, put the lights on, everything. But if it gets too much or I'm distorting it anyway, just let the chat know. Just put it in the chat and I'll try to sort it out. But I need the fan, guys. You need to let me have that. But today, as I said, Rob and I are going to be going through some of our favorite picks from the last contest. I do apologize that this didn't happen last Thursday. We're actually doing it a week late on a Wednesday, and that has to do with because we're all just crazy busy these days. And also another format thing I want to tell you guys about. We're going to start doing these just once a month on the first Thursday of every month. So you can look forward to the next Loopcloud workshop next month on the first Thursday. So you can mark it down. That's it. We're gonna be doing it as much as we can. We love the community. We love talking with you guys. We love hearing what you're doing with Loopcloud, and we want to keep this going as long as possible. So definitely keep your calendars on lock for that day. Today, running through we've got 3 tracks to run through today from the last contest. We've got 2 runners-up, and we've got an honorable mention, and then we have the winner. And the cool thing, Rob, about today is that we're going to give 200 Loopcloud points to everybody that we showcase on the show.
Awesome.
So if you hear, if you hear your project, you're going to win no matter what. I mean, it just seems right. If you're doing a fantastic with Loopcloud, we want to keep helping you do fantastic things. So we're going to be giving everybody who we talk about 200 points. We're going to announce the winner, of course, and then we're going to move into the next remix contest, talk about the prizes, talk about the rules, talk about the track, talk about everything you need to know. Loopcloud, the team here, are going to be giving everybody that goes with us exclusive content to help them make the best remix possible for that. And then I believe, Rob, you're going to jump into a demo, right?
Yep. I'll be doing a little demo of the stems and how to put together a little remix. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so, I mean, that being said, before we jump into reviewing these last ones, let's go ahead and give away 500 Loopcloud points to someone in the chat. You know we love to do it. We do it as much as possible. So if you're active in the chat right now, you possibly win 500 points. And obviously, if you can hit the like button, share it would be extra points. We don't know if you have shared it, but, you know, someone knows. You'll know, and you'll know that you're helping us. But be active in the chat right now, 500 Loopcloud points, and we can go ahead and run into the reviews of some of these last projects. We have like an honorable mention today. Is that right, Rob?
Yeah, we do. We have another Enzelberger classic.
August Enzelberger in the house, 3 times running. It is, at this point, he is the resident Loopcloud producer. He's made another banger. We're not going to run through the project file, but it's just too good not to share. So if Rob, I believe you're going to play the audio so everybody can hear it. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it after. But August, again, you know, he's just knocking it out of the park every time, and we need to give people love that deserve the love. And he is someone that's been consistent. And this time he actually went beyond the first 2 projects. I was super impressed with it, so I said we got to mention it on stream. So go ahead and play it for the people, and then we'll talk about it.
All right, let's check it out. out of 10 there. But yeah, great.
I mean, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
That's a really great track. I mean, the vocal manipulation, the processing. Obviously, it's a psytrance. Enzelberger is obviously a psytrance guy, and he does it really well. He's clearly got how to make psytrance down to a T. I would love to hear him do a different genre for some of the future contests. Maybe not the ones with these $6,000 prize pools, because, stick with your strengths for those, but some of the future ones that we're doing on the channel, because he's clearly a really, really great producer. He's got the psytrance formula down. I'd like a tutorial from him on how to do some of that bass, some of that rolling bass, and those, that severe panning of the mid bass tones there, the frequencies. But I mean, just a phenomenal track. I didn't see him in the chat yet, but August, if you're watching this in the future, great job, man. Again, we're going to get you 200 points. Email support@Loopmasters. And that's with everybody who wins today. You got to email support@Loopmasters, and we'll give you what you've won. For the people who get the random 500 points, I'm going to announce those names at the end of the stream, so stick around for that. And then you just do the same thing, support@Loopmasters, to claim those points. But let's go ahead and jump into the first runner-up outside of August Enzelberger. And it's a new name. So it's a name that I haven't seen in the contest yet. And it's a new genre. Really, I haven't seen this type of genre entered into any of the contests. And it's a phenomenal track. So if you want to go ahead and play it, then we'll jump in and talk about it.
Yeah, sure. I'll just switch over to the other screen here. And here's the project. And yeah, let's check it out. Let's click there. Rolled around twice there, but yeah, that's.
I mean, you gotta let it roll around when it's dope. You gotta let it go ahead and go twice, 3 times sometimes.
Yeah.
If it sounds good, listen to it.
Well, it sounds for me. It sounds a little odd, just because earlier on today I was listening to it at almost half that tempo, and it still sounded good. Because that's what
run it, Rob. Run it for the stream at half tempo. I believe I had it at 155 when I heard it, and it sounded phenomenal.
Well, we'll have to re-render, but I could do it.
Let's just try. I mean, while you're doing that, I mean, I'll just give people my notes on the track. Mm-hmm. I love the vibe. I love when tracks or drops start with a kick, and then there's a bit of space before the 808 comes in. So often people just throw the 808 on that first hit, and that's a common thing to do, and it sounds great a lot of the time, but if you just give it that space and then let that 808 come in, I think it's more impactful than if you just drop it right on the first beat. I don't know what you think about that, Rob, but I mean, I just think it works here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the balance is better with played at 155. One of my criticisms played at half that speed was that the kick was a bit sparse. So the kick didn't happen very often, but that's because it was being played at half the tempo. So there was longer gaps, but yeah.
But Ned Narb went real hard on the vocal processing, which I loved. Again, we love to see Loopcloud being used to its full potential. Great edits on that 808. It's got those little chops there that sound great. Sometimes people can go a little bit too far with the edits, but I don't think he did. The processing on the percussive bits, if you want to actually pull up that at the regular speed, I know you have to re-render, but the percussive bits, I forgot what track it is, but if you remove all of the processing on those and just let it play normal, it's a completely different sound than what you get at the end result after he did all the processing. So I mean, it's a good thing to showcase here if you can. And I just thought, transforming sounds, again, making the loops you find inside of Loopcloud. There are 4 million loops, so obviously you can find exactly what you need. It's probably already been done, but finding something close and then completely transforming it into exactly what you need. I mean, it's just, that's what we love to see in terms of processing with the Loopcloud effects, and he really did it there. So you think you can do that, Rob?
Yeah, I'll try and play through it. I did actually just re-render it at 85, but No, it's gone back. So yeah, let me just take you through a few of those things. Just jump over. So the vocal on track 3 has some really nice processing on it. This one here. Don't get me. Don't. Here's some really nice kind of shifting delays, and then freeze mode kind of coming in on that later vocal there. So some really nice effects automation, filtering as well. And track the snare on track 5. So this would normally be just a very boring snare, you know. But instead it's got that nice delay on it. It's got the grain stretch, giving you that kind of glitchy feel going into sections, and it really transforms the result. So yeah, it's got a nice dubby feel to it. Not quite as dubby as when I was playing it at half speed, but it's still got that nice feel there. It's a clean mix. It's a good balance. Great use of effects. I did have another criticism, but it was more like something you might have just overlooked. It's the bass, which is in track 4 here. It's got a reverb on it, only fairly lightly, but and a couple of you did this, so it's just something to watch out for. When you have a reverb on your pattern, and this was probably originally an 8-bar pattern that was then copied out, at the moment the automation doesn't copy out, so you have to copy that as well. You have to go into FX edit mode after you've copied the parts or whatever, go into FX edit mode, and then either extend the effect or duplicate it out, just so you have that reverb going throughout, because if you don't do that, obviously the sound's going to change halfway through, which I don't think was your intention. So yeah, it's something just to look out for there, a kind of little tip, but barely noticeable really. Good spot. When you put it through.
Good spot, Rob.
Oh, you know me, eyes of a hawk.
I think the one that I was talking about, I believe, is track 6.
Oh yeah, should I play that as well? I'll play that.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you, if you remove all of the effects, play it with the effects and then remove all of the effects, just so people can really hear how to completely transform a sound.
Okay, well, it's going to re-render them all. See, I think I can bring you in while I'm... Yeah, there you are, at the top there. I'll get rid of them all. You have to remember, guys, when we do this, especially when it's got 16 bars, I think this has only got a few, so it's not too bad. But every time you take off all the effects, every effect you take off has to re-render the whole bit. So sometimes, particularly on these live streams, when we do that, it can kind of make the computer fall over a little bit. But let's have a listen. So this is no effects.
I think you missed the filter. Oh, there you go.
That's it. Just clean. Now let's turn them all on. So we've got filtering, we've got grain stretch, we've got some panning, we've got reverb, and we've got a high pass filter. Let's let it render. This should be done. Yeah.
I mean, it's a completely different thing. I was just really,
yeah, that's impressive.
I wouldn't have thought to do all of that, but it really worked out well, and it fits the style and the track that Ned did. So, I mean, yeah, hats off, Ned.
Yeah,
great
good
stuff.
Very good.
You get 200 Loopcloud points. Go ahead and email support@loopcloud.com, and we will hook those points up to your account, and you can keep rocking. And hopefully we'll see your name in the next few remix contests that we do here on the channel.
Yeah, nice. Good work, mate.
All right, let's keep it rolling. The next runner-up was Toki. I saw Toki in the chat. He actually was a runner-up from the last contest. He won something on the Plugin Boutique birthday stream. Toki is just everywhere and doing a great job. This one was a housey groove with a big fatty bass line and instant vibes again, just like with the drum and bass track. So Toki is doing house, he's doing drum and bass. We love to see it. Showing that you have ability to do multiple genres that are really spread different. It's a drum and bass and house are very different in terms of what you need to do to make a dope track. And he's done 2 now, and he's made the list twice. if you want to go ahead and play it, I can talk a little bit more about it. Maybe you can give your thoughts as well. But good job, Toki, for show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just checking the delays on a couple of the tracks. It should be okay. Let's have a little play, make sure it's loaded. Let's take it. Yeah, there we go. All right, switching over. That's such a great end. Really like that. Yeah, it's got a great feel.
I mean, yeah, it really does. Did some processing, did some pitch automation on that bass line, did some edits, and I mean the bass line is the feature of the track, and it works really well. Great processing on the vocal again. I dig it when you know some people might think you're gonna have to work with a vocal. It's got to be a feature, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be. It can be the little extra bits on top that make things sound really great, just to add maybe accompaniment to the rest of the track and really fill out the soundscape. And that's what Toki's done here. Great edits on the electric piano. In fact, they were so great that I considered just rendering that processed bit for my home collection, because it just those electric piano, that loop right there that he made was just sounds so good. It got me inspired to use it maybe in the future. It's his, and I didn't want to do that to him, but I mean, really great work just all around. There's clearly an A and B section, which I loved. You know, the transition was quick, but it works. You hear that all the time in regular house tracks. It's just, you can hear the progression, you can hear where it's going to go, or you think you know where it's going to go. It's going to come up with a breakdown soon. I mean, just a really great job all around, really great groove, and it's got instant vibes. And of course, that's what all music needs to have. I mean, it just had that head nod effect, and I mean, hats off. I don't know if you have any notes you want to give as well, Rob, but just I really dug it.
Yeah, no, I love it as well. I love the garage feel. I'm a garage fan. Yeah, the idea is great. The sequencing is great. It's a really nice arrangement. The mix also sounds good. So that's all superb. My only complaints are just on the harmony side of things. The bass line, if I just solo it, is a bit of a weird one. It's playing a diminished fifth or an augmented fourth, which is quite a strange note. So it's not your obvious note. It's the first one it jumps up to, that ding, 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 ding. And that is actually one semitone out from the vocal. So it creates a little bit of a problem with the vocal. Now, it's kind of subtle and you might not really notice it, but it's the kind of thing that just sort of makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. If, you know...
Maybe that was the intention.
Maybe that's the intention.
This is art out here. Yeah, man, it's 2021, Rob. I mean,
it's
sometimes
true. I'm behind, man. This is wonky garage. But no, I mean, often, you know, garage of this type is quite fluffy, you know. And so if you wanted to make it, you know, completely in tune, then, you know, just watch out for sort of wonky bass lines like that kind of introduce that little bit of dissonance. I mean, you can hear if I could bring the vocal up. So if we just brought the vocal up a semitone and then played it. Can you hear the difference there?
Unfortunately, I can't.
Oh, you can't, no. So every other people
hopefully
can.
Hopefully the chat can.
Yeah, well, the other way to go is to bring the bass line down a semitone. So it's this one here. So if we just bring that down a semitone.
We got the keys in there too, though. What are the keys doing?
So, well, it's still going to stay in the main key because we're not transposing the first part. I'm not transposing the whole lot. I've just done a little slice there in the bit that goes up to the notes, so you can hear now. You'd have to mess with this one as well, maybe, but yeah, you can hear these two now don't clash. So that they're now playing the same note. And the only other thing is that because you have another melodic part in there as well, which is this one here, I think.
The electric piano.
Yeah, which is a lovely sound, but its harmonies going up and down. So essentially you've got the three main melodic parts doing slightly different things. So that was kind of my main complaint. Again, you could bring that up, so not have it going down. It's not as interesting then, but give it a second. Yeah, just keep it up on the same note, just so it then matches the bass line, or have the whole bass line going down again. It's sounding all over the shop now because I'm messing with too many bits there, but yeah, you just got to watch the sound sometimes when you have parts that are changing with each other, that they kind of match each other. And the bass line is such a crucial one, really, when it comes to harmony, because it really does set the note. So really everything should just follow the bass line. But yeah, anyway,
there you go, guys. This is Producer Tech's CEO, Mr. Rob Jones, dropping the knowledge, and that's why you need to sign up over at Producer Tech, because he's got courses on top of courses. You got some music theory courses, right? Some intro to music theory and such?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've done a beginner's guide to music theory and also advanced. So yeah, even if you're completely new to it, then you can take the beginner's one and then move on to the advanced later. Yeah.
I believe I told you I need an access code for that, Rob, and I've yet to receive, which I'm gonna let slide for now. But this is two warnings now that I need an access code to that, Rob. So please do send that along. And for those that are looking to learn a little bit more, I highly recommend Rob's courses. I believe I've done a couple courses for your site as well. They might be irrelevant now because there's new versions for those plugins, but
that's still good. You did the
got
Neutron.
Nothing but love.
You did the Neutron and
Neutron.
Ozone. Yeah, that was a great course. And Superior Drummer, whatever it was then. There's only about a year or two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Toki, congratulations. Really great start to something there. Hopefully we can hear the finished version at some point. 200 points going to you for a runner-up this time. And go ahead and email support@loopmasters.com and they will hook you up in your Loopcloud account. And before we get into the winner, let's go ahead and just give away some more Loopcloud points, because that's what we love to do. So right now, active in the chat, and hit the like button, and of course share, subscribe, do the things that every YouTube video asks you to do. That's what we want to see, and you will get 500 Loopcloud points. We'll announce the winner for that at the end of the video. And we're going to talk about the winner now. The winner of this contest, by the way, for those who weren't involved, is going to win a $500 plug-in prize from Applied Acoustic Systems. Big up to AAS for sponsoring this. It's a bundle of plugins from them. It's their physical modeling bundle. You can find the bundle on Plugin Boutique, of course, but they supplied it to us. And it's Ultra Analog VA3, Object Delay, Lounge Lizard EP4, String Studio VS3, Strum GS2, and Chromophone 3. A list of plugins you want in your arsenal, and this person is about to win it. Can I get a drum roll, Rob? Do you have a drum roll sound effect roll?
I can sort of do one with my hands on the table.
That was perfect. The winner is Version K. Version K, if you're in the chat, represent yourself. Rob's going to go ahead and play your project right now for everybody. Really great job. After that, he's going to come back and we will talk about it. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I'm just checking the delays to make sure it's all looking good there. I think it's going to be all right. Yeah, this is a great entry. And
really great entry.
So many delays. It's got lots of delays on.
I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Okay. One more. Give it a sec. Like I say, oh, there we go. Good. All right, switching over. Thanks for being patient there, guys. Here we go. Good job.
Solid tune.
Yeah, great job.
So, I mean, just Rob, in general, I'm a sucker for break beats.
Well, you know I am.
And anything with a broken beat for me is automatic. I'm like, what? And then if it's dark, like dark break beats, like dubby, like anything like that, you instantly have my attention. And when my attention is piqued and then, rewarded for listening, like this track, it's a solid beginning of something. I mean, it's buttery for me. It's really, really great. I love it. I love that this one and Ned Narbs were like these, I mean, they're kind of like in the same wheelhouse. It's the type of music that I really love. And I love that, well, I mean, we haven't seen this type of genre up until now, but we had two solid entries. All of the entries, we actually had a ton of entries this last time. Obviously, the prize package it's too enticing not to take part, but lots of really great stuff, lots of different genres, and this one was just stuck out to me, and I believe it did to you as well, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Love this one. Now, I'm a huge breaks fan. I'm also a breaks producer, and it's great to hear breaks that's sort of original sounding and different, and this one has that really nice kind of clean and interesting sound. Really well executed, great arrangement.
Yeah, it's minimal but entertaining. It's dark, it's moody. It's got a really clean mix, which I mean is always gonna help if your mix is clean. If your mix has got too much going on, it's gonna be like automatically people aren't gonna be interested in listening to it. You know what I mean? You got to have a clean mix to like sell your track, I would say, like to get people to listen to it. And this one had a really clean mix. The drums are self-edited for the most part, which I really dig. The kick in particular had some really great groove to it. The vocal processing, the chops there, really, really fire. The two bass lines that he had selected played really, really, or he or she, I'm not sure, version K could be a girl, but version K, I mean, the two bass lines selected played really well with each other. The tape stop effect at the end of everything really sold it, to loop it back around. It keeps it entertaining, it keeps it engaging, it makes it feel less repetitive. Even if you just had the part that was made looped twice, it would be easier to listen to without becoming, kind of thinking about something else. And I also saw Single Makers in there, which is one of the biggest labels in Loopcloud. If you haven't checked out Single Makers, high quality, everything, every genre you can imagine. Really great label to check out, showcased in this track. And also Ghost Syndicate, which makes, if you like this type of breakbeat, this like deep, dark, dubby stuff, Ghost Syndicate is definitely a label you want to check out. They're one of my favorite labels. As I've said, this is the type of music that I really dig. They have those really intricate percussion and hi-hat loops that are just ready and just so enticing, mouth-watering, and just really, really great. So I check them out all the time, and version K has used those to perfection in this winning submission for this last contest, man. Do you have any other final notes about it, Rob?
Only just that the tuning needed it. These are my little gripes. Apart from that, I've got love for every other aspect of it, but just the tuning again. The main sub is actually in C, so if I auto-tune everything to C, it also sounds really cool. Let me just play that. So that's me literally just changing C on one of the tracks there. I'll just show you what that looks like. So I've just gone into the main sub there and changed it to C. So then anything that's auto-tuned, like the other bass part, the vocal, actually the vocal wasn't, but I turned it on, they'll all just then switch to C. So it just then locks everything in. So I think it sounds great like that. It's brought the other bass down quite low, but it still works.
I think that's a really great feature of Loopcloud, is if you engage that auto key feature on any track that it's engaged on, if you switch it to a new key, all of the tracks in which it's been engaged on will automatically switch to that new key, which is key. That's the pun is completely intended there.
It's a key feature.
It is a pun that is intended, but not I didn't pre-plan that, and I apologize. Puns are terrible, but that's what it is.
I've got love for the pun. Come on, puns are great.
Everybody says they're terrible, right? But everybody uses them all the time. So it's like, what are we doing here? Let's be clear.
When they're good, they're good.
But yeah, great job. Yeah, great job. Solid track. I would love to hear a finished version. I would love to see where it goes. I mean, just hats off to Version K. If you're in the chat, just say hello, because everybody's got nothing but love for you. And I hope to see you in future contests as usual. So you won the Applied Acoustic Systems bundle. Again, shout out to AAS for sponsoring this contest, and great job to everybody who entered. Obviously, we're already 30 minutes into the stream. We've only talked about 3 tracks, so we got to keep these quite short these days. We try to do more the first time, but realized we have so much to talk about when we find these good ones that we can't do more than 3, or we'll just run out of time, and you guys will, get bored, I guess. But let's talk about this next contest. But before we do that, Rob, I think it's best to give away 500 points, you think?
Let's do that. Yeah.
Yep. Active in the chat. Like the video, please. We love it. It's simple for you, but it gives us the algorithm love that we need here on YouTube. We want Loopcloud in the hands of all producers because we really believe that is a fantastic tool, and everybody should have it. So if you're active in the chat right now, my friend Andre will pick a winner. Tell me about it at the end, and we will reveal those people. But for right now, let's talk about the GTA contest. Now, hold on to your hats, because I'm going to be talking a lot for a second. But then after, Rob is going to treat you to, I believe, 2 different remixes. He's going to play you an audio of one, I think, and then do a live demo of another. Is that correct, Rob?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll just, like I said, I'll run you through a few of the stems so you can see how to work with them. Just a few tips for some ways you might want to approach it. And I'll do like a synthwave kind of remix like a slower tempo one, and then I'll show you a project, or maybe just play the audio file of a more full-on drum and bass one.
Nice one. Okay, so let me run through this. This is the Beatport in Grand Theft Auto Rockstar Games, yes, the video game, remix contest. So right off the bat, it's going to be huge. We're going to be celebrating the launch of the Cayo Perico heist in Grand Theft Auto Online. And there's a lot of new music features inside of there, including a virtual club where you can see actual residencies from world-class DJs. Amazing. DJ in-game, online, like you pop in and you literally rave out, which is absolutely insane. Love to see it. There's a new music locker, and there's a lot more. So in celebration of that, they launched this remix contest, which is going to be a remix of a track, again, that's in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's on the, let me just see here, Casablancas KULT FM radio station, and it's called Pool Song from Lea Porcelain, which is like a synth-wavy type, dreamy track. It's got some really nice synths in there. It's got a really great vocal you guys are going to love playing with to make your remixes. It's always great. Since I started music, it was always great to get your hands on real great vocals. You know what I mean? It's great to get them made, but when you can actually just get them and make your own remix, it's fantastic. And this is exactly what it is. The remix ends March 14th, I think midnight Pacific time. And the winner is going to get an official release on the Lea Porcelain Recordings and a Beatport or a Beatportal track premiere in a $6,000 prize package. And it's not just digital goods here. You're going to be getting stuff shipped to your house that's going to blow your mind. Okay, so let me just read through the list. It's long, but bear with me. We're going to try to get through it as fast as possible, but we really want to talk about all of these because it's really exciting. Grand Theft Auto 5 swag merch, including a Heist Edition Kubrick set, a hoodie, a Zippo lighter, 1-year Loopcloud subscription, a bundle of plugins from Plugin Boutique. Obviously, we're a part of this. We're a part of the Beatport family now, and we're happy to be contributing to the prize package. We also have Beatport download credits, a 1-year Beatport Link Pro subscription, which is insane, Rob. I don't know if you've had a chance to mess with Beatport Link, but it's insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
I believe Beatport Link Pro means you can actually download into a locker and play offline. So definitely check that out. And just that alone gets me excited to try to do this remix contest. Also, a Native Instruments Tractor S4 controller. Insane. A pair of Genelec 8020D studio monitors. Insane. Teenage Engineering Ultimate Punch Pocket Operator Pack. This is a really cool set of devices. They're kind of modular. You make sound. It's just you guys are gonna love it. Even if you're not into that sort of thing, when you get your hands on these, you might find yourself slipping into the analog world where all you have is a big wall of modular equipment. It's definitely a gateway into that realm. You can also get Roland customized V-Moda headphones, which you can customize, I believe, the design of the earpiece. And I've seen some of the designs people have made, and they look stellar. I'm sure the quality, obviously, it's Roland, is going to be top notch. You also get a Roland Cloud Ultimate 6-month subscription. You get a Roland Zen Beats Ultimate 6-month subscription on top of that. Sub Pack X1 and C1 Pro wireless bundle. This is the thing that you wear.
Strap on, yeah.
You strap it on and it makes you feel the bass, dude. Nice. I have not had hands-on with this, but I would be excited to try it. I hope I can. Subpack, hit me up. And then Electron Digitech 8-track sampler and MIDI sequencer with effects, and that's the prize package. It's
bonkers.
I want everything. Yeah. I want everything on great. There.
That's amazing.
And unfortunately, I can't enter because I had insider knowledge about this before everybody, but man, I would be pumped if I was listening now, because who wouldn't want to win that? But if you're not a Loopcloud user yet, we have an exclusive deal for you. If you sign up, the links are in the video description as always. If you use the link that will be in the video description after this, maybe my friend Andre can actually put the link in the chat now. If you use that link and sign up for it, even if it's the free subscription trial, we're going to give you a ton of stuff. You're going to get the 1 gigabyte Loopcloud welcome pack that everybody gets. You're going to get an exclusive gigabyte or 500 megabytes, of Deep House samples that were hand-picked, hand-selected specifically for this remix. So hopefully it will help you get inspiration. You're going to get the Dub Station 2 delay plugin from Audio Damage, which is a bi-monthly giveaway that we do for all Loopcloud subscribers, so you can grab that now. And there's also an exclusive GTA Loopcloud drum instrument that you can download as well. So just for signing up and trying to take part in this remix contest, you're going to get the power of Loopcloud and all of that other great stuff on top of it. That was a lot to say, but if my friend Andre can put the link to the official website, that's where you can find the full prize list, the full rules and regulations, and to download the stem to get started today. So a lot to go through there. Rob, what are your thoughts about this contest? I think that's pretty top notch.
It's sick, mate. Yeah, the prize list is bonkers. That's just tons of stuff. And yeah, you're right. I want all of that. So
really, I would do it. I would try my hardest just for the controller, the S4 controller, or just for, I'm lucky enough to have a Beatport Link account because I'm part of Beatport, but if I didn't, just for that, as a DJ, it's fundamental at this point to have something like that. And it's only going to get better. They got some stuff coming up that's going to blow everybody's minds, and a sub pack on top, and that's not, and so much more, dude. So yeah, really, really great. And obviously the Loopcloud stuff on top of that, just for free, just for signing up and letting us help you make the remix. It's a win-win-win out here. So before we jump into your demo, Rob, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw 500 Loopcloud points out there again. So
sweet. If
you're excited about this contest, if you're going to take part in it, get active in the chat, because we'll give you 500 points to use in the Loopcloud store on the over 4 million sounds available in there to help you make the best remix possible. And I wish I didn't know so I could take part in this thing, man.
Me too, man.
But Rob, if you want to go ahead and jump into your demos, I'll let you do that. I'm going to go grab some water, and I will be back, and we'll wrap up the video when you're done.
Cool, man. We'll see you in a bit.
All right.
So so let's start with the the track then. So I'm just going to jump into live. And I've downloaded the stems now, and I've added them into my live browser. So Josh, by the way, you're not muted, just in case you go off and start having conversations and stuff. So I could hear you. Could hear you drinking then.
Told you I was gonna get some water. I'm just I'm not out here lying to the people.
The sound effects. Right, sound effects, mate.
I'm gonna mute myself. You let me know when I'm back.
Okay, cool, man. So I got the stems here, and you can see there's a fair few in there. I don't know if you guys have heard the original track. It's a very floaty kind of down tempo song. Everything is very atmospheric and reverby, and I've actually looked up the tempo and the key on the Beatport site, because it's a track on the Beatport site. So, and obviously they list the tempo and the keys there and everything. So I know that it's at 85 BPM. So I'm going to set my project to 85 BPM initially, at least, just so you can kind of work things out from there. And I know that it's also in A major. So those are the kind of two basic things that it's good to know about when you start to do a remix. The key it's in and its tempo. So now if I bring in the main vocal onto one of the tracks here, what I can do is double click it here, and I'm just going to turn warp off because we're working at the original tempo here, so it's going to be in time. And then I'm just going to find like a start point here before the vocal, because the vocal comes in, I think, on beat 2. And if I turn on my metronome, I can kind of line it up. So yeah, so rather than starting right at the beginning of the vocal, as you can see, I'm just kind of pulling it back a bit before. And I'm going to get it so the vocal kind of starts on the second beat. Of course, you can do this actually more accurately now if I was to drag it into the actual arrangement, and then right from the beginning. So maybe I'll show you that way instead. So drag it right from the beginning, and then come in and chop it there. And then if we play it from there, so that's the other way of doing it. We know we're at 85 BPM, so everything's going to be lined up right when you actually play the full stem there. So rather than just me guessing with the metronome on, it's probably better doing it this way. So let's get rid of that. And then if we drag in that version back in here, we'll have the playhead set right. I could not wait and wonder, couldn't find you here. So yeah, this kind of tempo kind of lends itself to synth wavy sort of stuff. So I'm going to start looking for a drum beat. I'm just going to go to synth wave, one of the genre tags there, and I'm going to go drum loops. And I don't have Loopcloud in my project yet, so I'm just going to load up the Loopcloud plugin. So for any of you who are new to Loopcloud, that means that the DAW is now communicating with the app. As you can see, connected to Ableton Live. You can't see it because I'm in the way. Connected to Ableton Live. And yeah, so now when I preview all my loops, they're all going to be synchronized. So but it also means that I can go to the sidebar here and I can click match tempo, and that will then set an appropriate range based on my project. So it's going either side of the 85 from 79 to 91. And then I can just try out a few of these different drum loops. I actually like that one already, so yeah, I think that one's the best so far. But if I want, I can just not show my horrific untidy desktop, but play the project. I could not wait and wonder, couldn't find you here. These parallels are so yeah, just try out different beats along with the vocals till you get a feel for something you like. And for the bass then, we could move on to track 2 here. And what I can do is I can save my search, come down, save current search, and then that puts it on the list. So when I start a new tab, if I want to search for synthwave bass loops without losing my drum search there, I can just come in and select that one, and then just get rid of the drum tag and type in bass instead. And then it brings up loops. Now, we want these to be in A. A is the key of the song. So one thing I can do is just hit auto tune and choose A, and then it's going to retune all of these bass loops. And now we'll see the problem with just searching like this, literally just retuning to A, more when we look at more complex melodic loops later on. But initially for the bass line, you're probably going to get mostly all right results, because bass lines don't maybe that often play your kind of minor third, but you can see a few of them that say G minor, so there might be quite a few that do. So you need to watch out for that because it's in a major key. So that sounds like it'll probably be all right, but again, we can just play it along with our I always have live the other side, so I'm going to keep doing that probably accidentally.
I could not wait and wonder, couldn't find you here. These parallels I'm under, it's controversial too. A thing never gets finished, a feeling never thought.
So what the original harmony does though, even though it's in A, the original harmony of the song kind of moves from D to E. That's what pretty much all of the melodic parts are doing. They're going D, E throughout the whole thing. So if we wanted to create our own bass line that kind of more closely resembles the original, then we can go bass, one shots, and maybe synthwave, and choose one of these, retune them to A, seven there. As you know what, because it's DE, what I can do is actually just follow these notes. So this is F sharp. So the best thing to do, because I don't want to, if I'm working in A, I don't want to choose a different key here. What I was going to say is you could set that to D, and then you could have the first note as D and then just repitch the other one up a semitone to E. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just count down from here. So this is F sharp, so we need to come down 4 to get to D. There's our first note, and then I'm going to crop it, holding down A there to switch to the scissors tool temporarily, so I can just slice it at the end of the first bar, and then I'm going to click on that and Command D, or right click and duplicate region to make it up to the 2 bars. And then if I go to the pitch tool, I can re-pitch this one up to make it in E. So now it's going D, E, and that's exactly what the harmony does, like I said, for all the melodic parts in the original. Sorry, that would be 2 semitones up to E.
I could not wait and wonder.
Of course, because I'm playing this from the... Yeah, if you're playing it from the a different part of the... what's it called? Arrangement. But then when it starts from, say, a bit in the bar ruler, which is a bit later on, you might find it starts at a different place through your pattern. So you have to always make sure you're starting from the beginning, or at least a certain part that's at the beginning or relates to the beginning of your loop. So yeah, the easiest way is just to start it from the beginning.
I could not wait and wonder, couldn't find you here. These parallels
So yeah, that's the harmony. You don't have to go with the DE thing, of course. You could find a pattern that works nicely with in A, but I'm gonna keep it as it is for now, and instead I'm going to show you how to create a melodic line, like an ARP pattern. Because again, you could come in here and you could go, let's maybe bring up that previous search again and change it to ARP. But this time I'm going to choose major over here because, like I said, there's going to be an absolute ton of ARPs that are in a minor key, and that's going to, you know, introduce a lot of notes that aren't in the scale of the original piece. So these are all major ones, but they're not all going to be in A, so I'm going to retune all of them to A. So loads of different ones there, and of course you can hear they're playing all sorts of different patterns, loads of different sounds. But again, you might prefer to sequence your own. So I'm just going to show you how you can do that. I'm going to go ARP again, but I'm just going to go one shots. Choose one of these guitar plucks. This one's already in A. So we'll just go with that. And we go into the pattern area. I'm just going to choose one of the ARP presets. So you've got a few different ones here. I'll just solo it. So there's like a obviously minor one. Another one that's a little bit kind of creepy. So I'm going to show you the notes that you need to use, or rather the settings here, once you've retuned it to A if you need to, in order to make it in A major, or any, you know, major key that you can set. So as soon as you've set it to the relevant key here, if you need to, then it will be in a major key if you use these following pitch settings. 0, that would be the tonic or the first note in the scale. 4 is the major third. 7 is the fifth. And then those are the three main ones, and then it's kind of up to you what you want to do. I'm going to go with 1, 4, 7, and 9, so we got a sixth happening there. And you can hear if we just loop that round. Bit boring, you know, just looping the exact same thing around there. So I'm gonna, you can see this isn't, the reason I picked this one is because it's got a triplet pattern. So you've got 3 of these happening on each beat there. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on that same pattern. So it goes 1, 4, 7, 9, or rather 0, 4, 7, 9, and it loops around nicely in the bar 3 times. So it's kind of nice and even like that. So it's sort of a cross rhythm in that it's playing 3 different ascending phrases there, but just in the single bar. Other notes we can play might be the 7th on the 11 there. Quite nice. And you don't have to use the major third. You can, of course, use the 2nd or the 4th, which would be 2 and 5. So let's just change up that major third to 2 that first time round, and then 5 the third time round. And then you have quite a cool phrase there that's using all of the notes in the scale. I quite like that pattern. I think it's quite interesting. It's pretty cool the way it kind of introduces the 7th right at the end there. It's got enough variety. It's got an interesting rhythm. So there's loads of stuff going on. And then you can come in. This is a preset. It's already got some filtering on it and a few bits. So you can come in and remove that if you want, or you can just tweak it. We could actually, let's just see what the reverb is here. We could just change the mix of it a little bit, bring it up. And yeah, don't forget, it's all about this kind of effects automation with parts like this. Obviously, it's quite a full-on sound. It's already got some filtering on it, but we could have another filter in there. You can always add another filter. If you are stacking up multiple filters, always watch out for the resonance, because if you have multiple high resonances, even one sometimes can be too much with certain sounds. But yeah, if you're stacking up multiple ones, definitely watch out for the resonance. Bring it down a fair bit if you don't want to keep adding these resonant peaks. And then yeah, you can create little sweeps. For any of you who are new to Loopcloud, obviously I went through that a bit quickly there, but the way that you do it, you can see when you click on a particular effect, it brings up the automation down here in the player. So with a filter there, for example, with the reverb, let's say, click on that. You can see when I click there, you've got two different parameters to automate, size or mix. Click on the filter, you've got the cutoff there. And the way you automate the curve is just slicing up to create different separate kind of segments, and then each one of those can have its own curve, so you can create sort of as much interesting movement as you want there. Bring it up and down a fair bit. Yeah, so what else was I going to do? How are we looking for time? It's 2 minutes to, so we're kind of running out of time there. But yeah, let's just add a pad onto the end then. So I'm going to go pad, synthwave, loop, and match the tempo again. And I'm going to go major again. Actually, I think I've got one favorited here. This is one of the great new features here, the fact that you can pull up all your favorites in the sidebar now. I say new, it's been out for a little while now, but this one's nice. It's in A major. This is one. Sorry, I'm turning down the whole volume there. Let's just bring down the pad. Nice sounds. It could just be really sort of washed out with a massive reverb. Yeah, we got kind of quite a cool groove there, and yeah, whenever I want to now, I can just buy any samples I don't own, and then I'd hold down Alt there, drag out the processed ones into live. Yeah, hit Command there to create new tracks for them, and yeah, and then we've got them in there. Bosh. Yeah, we got a drum, we got a bass, pad, and we got our pluck sound. Yeah, so it's got all the sounds in there. Select them all, bring them down a little bit so it's not too loud. It is too loud. Yeah, and it's just got all the sounds in there now. So that's kind of all I was going to show of this one. I was thinking about introducing another stem quickly just to show you a kind of cool thing I did earlier. Let's just quickly do it, as long as Josh just doesn't jump in and say, no, stop immediately. I don't want to see any more of this.
let's do it quick. And then I just because I'm really interested in hearing this drum and bass one.
Okay. Yeah, well, the original stems have loads of like washy pads and all sorts of sounds like that were quite interesting. But one thing I was playing around with earlier, which I quite liked, was to grab this sound, it's called the choirs, and I found that you can mess around with it and change its pitch and turn it into quite a cool sort of paddy sound in itself. So I could actually I need to leave warp on, set it to complex. I was pitching it up 7 semitones. And now it does go a bit funny pitch wise there. So I was having to jump into the envelopes here in live. Don't know if this is new to you guys, but you can mess around with the transposition here in the envelopes if you want to change the pitch of certain bits. I know this isn't a live workshop, but if I come in here now, I can just create a little. So I can kind of mess around with the pitch there, bring it back down there. If it's going to any notes that are outside the scale, I can kind of come in and just mess with it a bit. So yeah, I'm just going to do that though. And I'm just going to loop that bit as well. We don't need to worry about any of the rest of it. Goes a bit funny at the end there actually, so if I wanted to, I could also just bring that up. Kind of jumps down in a slightly strange way. Zooming in. Yeah, so I think that's going to sort that out. And yeah, the one other thing I was doing here was using one of the new effects in Live 11, Spectral Resonator. And in this, you can kind of give it some really nice overtones. So I choose the note I want, and because it's playing an F sharp, I can choose F sharp. And then choose these different modes here. Chorus is really nice. And then it's got some extra kind of width, presence there. And what else can I do? I can do the stretching, pitch mod, unison. Unison is really cool. So if I turn up the unison, something that you normally have on a synth where it adds extra voices, you can actually do it with your kind of processed audio here. So that adds a really kind of nice layer onto it. And the other thing I was doing, now you've probably all seen the RC20 from XLN Audio. It's all over all sorts of tutorials online at the moment. Everyone loves it. That's got some really great kind of presets for turning something into a more of a sort of old school kind of synth vibe. These flux ones are quite nice. I don't know what's going on with these parts. Let me just bring them in one by one. Anyway, yeah, that's the last little tip I just want to show you there. Get creative with the parts. Go in, repitch them, tweak them, adjust them. You've seen it. Many of you have done it in Loopcloud, so we've been impressed with the way that you've manipulated sounds in there. But that's the way that you can approach it. Sometimes, if maybe you're not liking certain stems or they're not fitting with your track, you can get in and you just really make them your own, kind of customize them. Yeah, so that's the end of that section. I'm just going to go back to Josh now, and then I guess I'll just play the audio of this drum and bass one. There's no need to open up the Loopcloud one. Are you going to be listening to this, Josh? I think you're going to be listening to it, aren't you? So
I have the video open, unmuted. I've been super impressed with the synthwave version, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go full on drums and bass, please.
All right, and here we go then. Bit of a change, guys. I hope it's not going to be too loud. Let me just get the level immediately. There you go. It doesn't loop round, obviously, when you play it the single time like that. But yeah, what I did there, I really heavily grain stretched the vocal. Maybe I'll just explain it and then play it again quickly. So I really grain stretched that vocal. Just picked 2 words. It says "Sweet Dreams." So I took that "Sweet Dreams," which is normally "Sweet Dreams," just like a couple of beats, and I stretched it out for the whole intro pretty much. So it's like a grain stretched version that goes all the way, and then it kind of loops around at the end with a delay. And I also took the guitar, which is kind of a cool stem, and I just took a kind of looping bit in there, dragged it in with the intro, which has a loop from the Bop drum and bass producer sample pack, playing a nice kind of interesting chord sequence. And I repitched it to sort of fit with that, so they all kind of work quite well together. And then the rest of it obviously is just editing drums and bass and giving a nice drop with some nice automated FX sequences. In fact, I'm happy to make the session file available if people want to access it. But yeah, shall I play it one more time? You want to hear it? I
think so, Rob.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, simple 8 bars or whatever it is. I actually did it at half tempo. I did it at 85 BPM, so it's going to be less bars than it would have been. It would have been the 16, I guess, at 170. Anyway, that's,
Rob,
yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to listen right now. Well, okay, it's playing right now for me because of the delay.
Oh,
hold on. Here we go. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is large, bro. That is large, Rob.
Thanks, man.
You can't make that available. You can't make that available, people. Yeah, it's too good.
I'm happy for people to have it. It's fine.
I mean, if you're in a draw, I'm gonna download it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up, and then submit it under an alias and win all those prizes. That's my plan.
Go well.
Really great job, man. Really great job on both of those tracks. I think the chat will agree. I mean, you really showcase the power of Loopcloud. Luke, he just did that live, guys, and it's the beginning of a really great synthwave track, and then the drum and bass track obviously had a little bit more time, but it's obviously straight fire. Really great stuff, Rob. Every time you do it, you bring the heat.
Thanks, man. That was about it was only about an hour and a half, I'd say. Somewhere between an hour and a half, I'd say, for that drum and bass one. Something like that.
But I mean, that's the beginning of something for sure. So really great job, as always. Hats off, and I appreciate having you here, hosting these things and doing such a great job with the presentation, because you're one of the best, and everybody appreciates what you do. And when that drum and bass track, it's just in my head now, man. I can't.
Yes.
I need to calm down. It's already too hot in this room, man. I just can't. But listen, we're pretty much wrapping up the stream here. We're gonna give away 500, the last 500 point giveaway. If you've been in the chat saying that you need points, just one more time, be active, and perhaps it will be you. Get active in the chat, hit the like button. We're only at 54 likes. I don't think that's quite enough. It doesn't make me happy. Someone has gave the video a dislike, but that dislike was there, Rob, before the stream started. So I just want to let everybody know it's that one dislike. Someone came to the video before, an hour before we were live, and just disliked it because they were having a bad day. So the community is strong. We got nothing but love for you. You know you like it. So that one dislike is not deserved in any shape or form. It does not reflect poorly on myself, Rob, or Loopcloud, or the Loopcloud team. I just want to point that out.
I don't feel in the least bit bad about it. It's just life, isn't it? That's the way
really. It is. I just don't understand. Before the video even started, I can't. Anyway, I gotta. As I said, it's a little bit hot in here. The drum and bass track has me worked up. It's got the energy going. But that's it. That's the stream for today. I'm gonna wait for the message on my phone to see the 5 winners of the Loopcloud points. If you were any of the runners up, or August, as we said, you get 200 Loopcloud points. The winner, Mr. K or Mrs. K, Variation K, I believe it was. I don't have my notes here.
Version K.
Version K. Email support@loopmasters.com. Add title Livestream 4 or Loopcloud Workshop 4 winner, and then just say who you are and what you won. We'll verify that and put those points in your account. And for Version K, obviously, we're going to hook you up with that bundle. And for the 5 winners of today's stream, let me see here. Yep, I got the
drum roll again.
Yep, drum roll. Number 1 is PVK Amsterdam, a place I'd like to visit. You win 500 Loopcloud points. Next up, Nebula. And Nebula, I believe you were the person who was saying you wanted point. I believe you were in the chat saying you needed points, wanted points a lot. This was actually, you won before you even were saying all of that. So congratulations, Nebula. You have succeeded. You've got 500 points for you. Next one is Moog. That's Moog with 3 O's, MOOOGG. And the 4th winner is Dantmax, DANTMAXX. And then the 5th winner is Tayrun, or Tayrun, TARUN. Congratulations to the 5 of you. You are the winner of today's gifts of 500 points apiece. Email support@loopmasters.com. Andre has been putting that in the chat throughout the video, so if you don't know what it is, it's in there for you. All of the information about winners, the contest, the links to the contest, the links to the Loopcloud page with the special offer, everything is going to be in the video description after this video closes up, and we have access to put it in the content. So if you need to come back in about 5 minutes to get those links and see who won, it's there for you. But Rob, once again, I want to say thank you. Oh, you don't have to throw things.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No,
you
did a really great job. No, you did a great job, bro.
All right, thanks.
Seriously, love the tracks, love that drum and bass track. We'll probably, as you said, we'll leave a link to that in the video description as well if you want to download from the Dropbox or the WeTransfer or whatever we're hooking it up with. That may take a little bit more time than the rest of the links, but it will be there if you want to come back to this video in about an hour or so. All the links, all the information will be there for you. Rob, Andre in the chat, Jack in the chat, everybody else involved with making these things happen, thank you. The community, obviously, we couldn't do it without you. This is for you, and it's pretty much by you because of the projects you submitted. So keep it coming. As I said, next stream will be the first Thursday of next month, and every month after that is what we're aiming to do. So hopefully we'll be able to do it. Follow our socials, obviously Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, and we'll be able to keep you updated when things are happening. But thanks so much for being a part. Thanks to everybody who submitted to this one and the past ones. And that's it. I mean, I think we can let you go, get back to your work, and get on making that remix for that GTA contest, because the prizes, we talked about it. You got to do it. Go, 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 go. Rob, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to say?
No, just thanks for watching, guys, and best of luck with your remixes.
Nice one. Ciao, ciao.